What's up, y'all? I am doing another deck list. This one is for the Duelist Cup. I've also been playing it in ranked as well. I'm about to hit Diamond with it. It's actually been a lot of fun. It has a decent Flundreeze matchup and a decent Adventure matchup. I've been playing Beetrooper Inzektor. I like it more than pure Beetroopers because of the Inzektor plays that you can make, and you're not as dependent on the extra deck that way. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the deck, some options for other things that you can run, because you do have quite a few options, and kind of just how you play it, and then we'll go into some replays. So first I got 3 Inzektor Ladybugs. This card is really useful because you can use this with Insect Imitation. Ladybug is level 2, so if you use Insect Imitation on it, you can get any of your level 3s, which would be Centipede to search, or Dragonfly to spam special summons, or Scout Buggy to get another Scout Buggy from your deck, hand, or grave to special summon. You could also bring out Scale Bomber. Most of the time you probably won't do this, but you could. But Ladybug is also useful because when it's equipped to an Inzektor monster, you can send it to the graveyard and you can increase that monster's level by up to 2, so 1 level or 2 levels. The really good part about this card is that you can also equip an Inzektor monster to it, and you'll see it in one of my replays. Like I bricked a Ladybug and a Gigamantis and a sword, and I just said, okay, here's my Ladybug, equip Gigamantis, equip sword, it's 3200 attack, let's go. So even if it's dead, it can always be a combo piece. Next we have Hornet. Hornet, pretty much the same case as Ladybug, but instead of increasing the level, he lets you target a card on your opponent's field and then destroy that target. It's actually 1 card on the field, so you can destroy your own cards if you needed to for some reason. One of the things I really like about Hornet is the destruction effect, and also just the fact that he's also level 2 and you can combo him with Insect Imitation. We're only running 2 Hornets because you really don't need more than 2. I see a lot of deck lists run 1. The only reason we're not running 1 is because we really want to use Pot of Desires and not banish our main destruction card. So having 2 makes it a little bit safer to play that. Next we have 3 Inzektor Centipede. Once per turn, you can equip an Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. If an equipped card or cards sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card except during the damage step, you can add 1 Inzektor card from your deck to your hand. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. That last part's probably not relevant, but the part where you get to search an Inzektor card from your deck is very relevant. Most of the time we search Dragonfly, and then we link with Centipede and, where is it? Most of the time like Scale Bomber or the token from Beetrooper Descent to make Beetrooper Armor Horn, and then use Armor Horn's effect to normal summon the Dragonfly, and then use Dragonfly's effect to attach Ladybug or Hornet and continue. So it's a really, really good card to search and then to just keep comboing and keep summoning with. You definitely do need 3 because searching is really good, and because if you banish 1 with Pot of Desires, you still have a couple left. Next we have Dragonfly. Dragonfly, once per turn, you can equip an Inzektor monster from your hand or graveyard to this card. Same deal as Hornet, except when the card on Dragonfly is sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon an Inzektor monster from your deck. Also, a quick side note with Hornet, you can also search Zecalibur, and if you attach Zecalibur to Dragonfly, and then you link summon with Dragonfly and something else, or basically whatever you attach Zecalibur to, if you link summon with it, Zecalibur lets you add a Inzektor back from your graveyard to your hand, so you get recursion and more summoning options. So it's just really, really useful. Plus, you'll have some setups where you have a Inzektor on field, like you have Dragonfly on field, and you have a Hornet in your grave, and you can equip Zecalibur to Dragonfly, destroy the Zecalibur with your Inzektor Hornet, and then if Inzektor Hornet was also attached to Dragonfly, you'll get to special summon 2 monsters from the deck, and you'll get to add something back from your graveyard to your hand. an Inzektor monster with a caliber. So really useful, tons of loop ability there. 3 Ash Blossom. Ash is a really good card this format. That's pretty much all I really need to say about it. 3 Beetrooper Scout Buggy. This card has been MVP of the deck. It is a fantastic starter. You cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. That is no problem. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 Beetrooper Scout Buggy from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Beetrooper Scout Buggy once per turn. This card is fantastic. We're running 3 copies in case one of them gets banished from our Pot of Desires. And this card just does all kinds of great combo starters. For instance, you can summon one, summon another one, go into Armor Horn, use Armor Horn effect, summon Dragonfly or Centipede or whatever else you might need to summon. You can also play Scale Bomber when you summon it as well, so you'll be able to have 3 monsters out just from the Scout Buggy and the Scale Bomber. Which brings us to Scale Bomber. If an insect monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. When an opponent's monster activates its effect, you contribute 1 insect monster and destroy it. You can only use each effect of Beetrooper Scale Bomber once per turn. So it doesn't negate the effect, but it does destroy it. I actually have used this to get rid of Baron DeFlora on the field, so it's pretty useful. Next we have 2 Resonance Insect. And this card is really good for searching, but other than that, it's just kind of not the best. But if you do get the chance to link with it, it can be really effective and get you out of some sticky spots, as you'll see in the replays. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a level 5 or higher insect monster from your deck to your hand, which that effect is amazing. If this card's banished, you can send an insect monster from your deck to your hand. That effect is also amazing. And that is really good because you can send Ladybug or Hornet from your deck to the graveyard. And we're going to get into how we banish him very easily very soon. Next, we have Beetrooper Assault Roller. You can special summon it from your hand by banishing 1 insect from your graveyard, Resonance Insect most likely. You can only special summon Beetrooper Assault Roller once per turn. He gains 200 attack for each insect monster you control, except him. So he can gain 800 attack potentially, which that's pretty good. When it's destroyed by battle, you can add 1 Beetrooper monster from your deck to your hand, except Assault Roller. You can only use this effect of Beetrooper Assault Roller once per turn. You really only need 1 of them. I find anything more than 1 is dead draw. 1 Primitive Butterfly. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can increase the levels of all insect type monsters you control by 1. This card pretty much just exists to be a starter. And if you find yourself not needing it, you can send it to the graveyard with Resonance Insect just to get it out of your deck. Next, we have Inzektor Gigamantis. You can cut this card if you want. I personally am keeping it in because it's just really been clutch to beat over things. But if you do want to cut it from the deck, go right ahead. It's not essential or anything. You can target 1 face-up Inzektor monster you control. You can equip it from your hand to that target. When this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's attack becomes 2400. If this card is sent from the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target an Inzektor monster in your graveyard except Gigamantis. Special summon that target. You can only use this effect of Inzektor Gigamantis once per turn. And finally, we come to Beetrooper Sting Lancer. I'm actually thinking about running a second one of these. If I do, I would take Gigamantis out for it during the main phase, and this is a quick effect, and this also can work during your opponent's main phase. So if you search it with Resonance Insect during your opponent's turn to add it to your hand, you can use its effect as long as it's during the main phase. You can target 1 insect monster in your graveyard, 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, place the targeted monster on the bottom of the deck or decks. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add, where is it? You can add 1 Beetrooper spell trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Beetrooper Sting Lancer once per turn. Card is great. It can search all the spell cards that you would use and the 1 trap card that you run for the deck. Next we have Nibiru. Nibiru is still really good. Nibiru is still really good. The fact that you can use it against Flow Under to just wipe away all the birds and say, here's this giant rock, is great. And the fact that we can out it really, the token, that we can out the token really, really easily with Hornet is also great. And next we have 2 insect imitations. Tribute 1 monster. Any monster, does not have to be an insect. You could tribute Ash if you really needed to. Special summon 1 insect monster from your deck whose level is 1 higher than the tributed monster on the field. 2 will get you 3. 3 will get you 4. 4 will get you one of these, the 5, and 5 will get you 6, and 6 will get you 7. So you have options, options, options with insect imitation. Next, we have 2 Pot of Desires. Banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, face down, draw 2. You can only activate 1 Pot of Desires per turn. Then we have 2 Pot of Prosperity. Banish 3 or 6 cards of your choice from your extra deck face down for the rest of the turn. After this card resolves, any damage your opponent takes is halved. Also excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of cards banished. Add 1 excavated card to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only activate 1 Pot of Prosperity per turn. You cannot draw cards by card effects the turn you activate this card. This card is amazing. And it is amazing simply because if you don't have a starter in your hand and you're going first, this can bring you your starter. And if you weren't going to get a starter in like 3 to 6 cards anyway, then you probably aren't going to win the game. Next, we have 2 Beetrooper Descent. Special summon 1 Beetrooper token, Insect Earth level 3, attack 1000, defense 1000. Then if you control an insect monster with 3000 or more attack, you can destroy 1 other spell or trap card on the field. You can only activate Beetrooper Descent once per turn. You can only activate 1 Beetrooper Descent per turn. So the secondary effect to destroy a card is really useful. You can easily make that with a Giga Mantis and a sword, not even like just the Link monsters. So that's pretty nice. Next we have Beetrooper Landing. This card's okay. I do run it just because it's useful, and the fusion monster in the deck is really good, but you don't have to play it if you don't want to. Fusion summon 1 insect fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish 2 insect monsters from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect of Beetrooper Landing once per turn. Next we have 2 Inzektor Swords at Caliber. We went over it already in past videos and in this video, but just because equipped to an Inzektor monster, it gains 800 attack and defense. If this card in the field is sent to the graveyard, target 1 Inzektor monster in graveyard, add that target to your hand. And then we have the 1 Beetrooper formation. You can target 1 Beetrooper monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack this turn. Also, you lose LP equal to its original attack. If a face-up insect type monster or monsters is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Beetrooper token, Insect Earth level 3, attack 1000, defense. Attack and defense are 1000. You can only use each effect of Beetrooper formation once per turn. This card's good. The fact that it's a free monster reborn that you basically pay life points for is pretty nice. 1 Called by the Grave. Just 1. I haven't really needed it too much. I've typically been able to play out of hand traps, and sometimes if my opponent hand traps me, I just put the hand trap back into their deck for the Sting Lancer, use the Sting Lancer, and set up my own board. Next we have 2 Infinite Impermanence. This is really good against Flunder, and it's still really good against Sword Soul, which is running around. It's just a decent card all around, and sometimes if you're going second, or even if you went first, you can use it to do something like Imperm the Griffin Rider. So, card's just good. And then finally, we have Beetrooper, Fly, and Sting. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Beetrooper monster, negate the activation, and that includes the token, by the way. And if you do, destroy it. During your end phase, if this card's in your graveyard and you control an insect monster with 3000 or more attack, you can banish 1 insect monster from your graveyard and set this card. You can only use 1 Beetrooper Fly and Sting effect per turn, and only once that turn. Moving on to the extra deck. This guy, Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules, 4 insect monsters. When he's fusion summoned, he's unaffected. After this card is fusion summoned, it is unaffected by other cards' effects until the end of your next turn. At the end of your battle phase, you can target one insect monster with 3,000 or less attack in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules once per turn. We got 2 of these bad boys in there just because. And 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. The card is a beast. Next we have 1 Evil Swarm Extinction Knight. Sometimes we need the board wipe. And basically once per turn during your main phase or opponent's battle phase, if your opponent has more cards in their hand and on their field than you can detach 1 material from it, destroy all other cards in the field, and your opponent takes no further damage this turn. Then we have the 1 Zeus. Zeus is just to basically have the same board wipe effect, but anytime you want, so you can use Extinction Knight, wipe the board, then go into Zeus. You could cut both of these and run more extra deck monsters if you really want to. I know Shinobi Insect is a decent choice. But right now I'm just rocking Exton and Zeus because we have been needing a lot of board wipes lately. Next we have 2 Inzektor Picocolino. 2 insect monsters. When it's link summoned, you can discard 1 card, target 1 other Inzektor monster you control, equip 1 insect monster from your deck to it as an equip spell, and the equip monster gains 500 attack and defense. You can target 3 insect monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Picocolino once per turn. This card's great because it lets you recycle stuff back into your deck and draw a card. And if you're primarily playing with the Inzektors to just destroy a bunch of stuff with Hornet on the opponent's side of the field or spam things out, the first effect is useful because it'll let you basically have a free extender on your Dragonfly. 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 3 Beetrooper Armor Horn. You cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Beetrooper Armor Horn once per turn. During your main phase, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 insect monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 3 other insect monsters from your graveyard, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So, pretty decent effect. 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Borreload Dragon, 1 Apollosa, 1 Giant Beetrooper Invincible. Most of the time to make stuff like Borreload and Apollosa, you're going to use the Inzektor engine. Let's see if we can find Shinobi Insect. So a lot of people also will run this, and when it points to a monsters, your opponent can target for attacks. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower insect monster from your hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves your field. So you can only use that effect once per turn. Some people are running this guy instead of the Borreload or the Apollosa or the XYZs. I might run him in the future. Right now I'm not currently, but I just wanted to let you guys know he exists. And that's it for the deck profile. I'm going to leave you guys with the replays, and I hope you enjoy them. And once again, this video was sponsored by W Energy. You can use the link down below in the code SirLargeGaming to get 10% off of your order. I personally like the peach mango flavor, the beach and peach, but the dragon fruit pink lemonade is a close second. If you guys like energy drinks, these are really good, and I like them more than getting a canned energy drink from the store. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.